Can hypnosis help me with weight loss? That is a fantastic question. And the short answer to that is yes. But I'm going to give you the long answer. Don't worry, it's not that long. So keep rocking with me. So let's get into a little bit of the nitty gritty here. There are certain circumstances where hypnosis is not an appropriate avenue for releasing excess weight. If there are underlying health conditions, I'm not a medical doctor. So that is not a thing that I can support you in. We do have providers within the directory that can help you with that. So that link is in the description if you want to check that out. However, that's not where I come into play with hypnosis. So underlying health conditions, not an appropriate candidate for hypnosis. Now, when we start talking about things like habits that need to be shifted, like belief systems that are keeping you stuck in patterns that you'd like to release. So, here are some examples. Late night snacking is a really tough one for a lot of us, reaching for sugary snacks, salty snacks, highly processed snacks instead of the fruit or the veggies or the quality proteins or whatever it is that provides more nutrition for our body to do what it really needs to do to function optimally, things like that. When we feel like we have to eat everything on our plate, or we feel guilty or shame, or there's something there maybe around childhood where we were told you eat that food on your plate, or because there are starving kids in this country, kind of thing. I know that's a thing that happened a lot when I was younger, not necessarily within my household, but that was just a thing you heard a lot. um, so things like that, when you'd like to be exercising and you keep trying to start a regimen, but you keep backsliding, finding yourself not following through, finding it difficult to keep any level of consistency in that. There are other uh, things that come into play, such as sometimes things like carrying the excess weight. The belief system that's under there is that it keeps you safe because perhaps in the past it has kept you from unwanted advances, things like that. So we're getting a little deeper here. We're not going to go too deep into that in this video. But when there are things like that, and I'm not talking about major traumas per se, that would very much fall into a therapy category, which is a bit outside of this topic as well. But we're talking about not major traumas, but other reasons that we've maybe felt safer at a heavier weight that's kept us from some kind of unwanted behaviors towards us. That can absolutely be an appropriate place to start looking at hypnosis. So, these are just a few examples. There's lots of reasons why hypnosis can be supportive to help release excess weight. So, if you're still not entirely sure if what you're experiencing falls into that category, or if you just need help kind of diving into it and exploring it to see where it lands you, I am absolutely happy to help you do that. What you can do is go ahead and take a look in the description. There is a link for our directory. You can find me within that directory and book a call, and we can discuss what this looks like for you.